Woody, obviously yesterday the result is not what you guys would have wanted. There was that stretch in that second period, which was very difficult. Can you sort of, now that we're like a day later, sort of take an overview of what you saw there in that game?
What I saw?
Yeah, just as a team.
I think off the bat, we're pretty soft up front. They pushed us around, and I feel like that was a big game changer for us. We got pushed around way too much, and that turned into them scoring a lot of goals.
So is that a mentality shift that needs to happen, or how do you sort of correct that?
It's got to come from the person. It's got to come from the players. It's a mentality thing. It's a team thing. It's not, we're not asking the skilled guys to fight, but just get in front of people, slow them down, finish your check if you're a stick length away. And we didn't do that last night.
For you to get into that game, feel good now?
Yeah, it does feel good. Yeah, it does. The atmosphere in Philadelphia was insane. It was nice to get that rush back again. But yeah, it feels great to be back.
There were a couple moments there where you were getting up in the opponent's face, and I was thinking about you in that moment. Like, did that feel good too, to have getting under their skin again, not just being out there on the ice?
Yeah, that's a part of my game. It gets me going at times. So yeah, it was nice to get in guys' faces again. So it was good. It was a fun game.
So when you look at the home opener coming up on Saturday, I mean, are those the things that you're looking forward most to, is having those, maybe guys step up for each other a little more? Because you did see that, but...
Yeah, we have to bounce back tomorrow. Philadelphia is a tough team. I felt like we should have won that game on paper. But, it's just the way the game goes sometimes. But tomorrow is a must-win. If you lose one, you can't lose three, or you can't lose two, and you certainly can't lose three. Like, we have to stop it now, because in the past, we've had a snowball effect where we just kept on, just piling up the L's, and it's not okay. Tomorrow's a must-win.
Whenever I've talked to you over the years, you've always been as honest as possible, but it seems right now that when you're talking, there's a different type of firmness to it. Is that more just being that vocal presence that was missing last year, maybe?
I'm just sick and tired of being on a bad team. That's the thing that stinks the most. Tomorrow is a must-win game for us, and it's my job to get the guys going for it.
What was it like to play with Alexander, whether it's on your wing or not, just having him as a teammate? Because I said you guys kind of formed a pretty good friendship last year in that rookie tournament.
Yeah, obviously we've kept in touch all throughout the summer and stuff, and he's a good friend of mine. So obviously out there we're smiling, having fun together, but also at the same time, we're working hard, making sure that we're both young players and trying to make each other better and improve around our games overall. So it'll be pretty nice to play with him. Obviously, I played with him a few times before, and I think we connect well. We're easy to talk to back and forth, and hopefully it'll go really good if we're together tomorrow. And if not, I'll be happy to play with whoever.
When his goal was trickling towards the goal line, did you have the temptation to kind of bat it over? Or were you did you know it was going in, so you didn't want to take his goal?
Well, at first I thought it was almost going wide, like when it was trickling in. But when it crossed the goal line, I kind of jumped up, and then I think they tripped me, and then I fell, and I just kind of hopped up as quick as I could, skated over to him, and that's a special moment for him to get that out of the way early on. And I think, it's only, going up from here for him. So hopefully the puck keeps on finding net.
Did you tell him you did him a solid by letting that go in? Because I could have stole your goal.
No. It was trickling in. That was a good. It was a nice breakout play, and then he had the shot, obviously, pretty much went right through the arm of him, and trickle in. So when I seen it, all of us, it was kind of a big excitement for sure. And first goal of the season for the team this year, and for him, it's important to get that out of the way for him too.
You said I couldn't tell if you were more excited or he was more excited when they puck right.
I think him. I remember I was getting up, and then he did the big celly, the punch, kind of like that. So he was pretty excited, and all of us were for him.
Where are some of the areas from yesterday that you hope, as a collective group, can be corrected when you come out on tomorrow for the home opener?
Yeah, obviously, I think, I believe all game we had more shots, and I think we're doing good on faceoffs and the little details like that. But then obviously that one little stretch that we had that ended up taking the lead, and then we were kind of playing from behind. So I felt like we were ahead a lot in the game in those areas, like the shots and playing good. And then all of a sudden, like they got a couple of quick ones, and we found ourselves chasing a little bit too much, trying to get back in the game. And I think just managing that will be a little bit better, and hopefully, get on a good start to that at home here tomorrow night.
And knowing just, the way maybe losses were piling up last year, I was just talking to Miles and he said, we can't have that. We have to win tomorrow. We can't get back into that mentality where they start adding up. Is that sort of the communal thought process here?
Yeah, well, every game you go out there, you want to win. You don't want to be, like I said, you don't want to be chased from behind. You want to be leading away. And, when we go out there tomorrow, you want to get that win to bring us back up. You want to make sure that we can bring that the win chart up as much as we can, because I think overall, if you're winning games, the boys are enjoying it. You're smiling. You're all getting better, and you're getting more confident and feeling good out there. So the more we can do that, the better. And hopefully, we get on a good track to that tomorrow night.
Lindy, talking to Miles today, he said this is already in the mentality of a must-win tomorrow because of the way losses have piled up in the past. It needs to stop now. Is that the mentality you want your players going into this game with?
I think it's a great mentality to have. I think you've got to look at it that when you lose a game, the next one has to be where it stops. And, there's parts of that game that we know we need to improve. There's some letdowns, midway in the game that, cost us goals that we've been taking a lot of pride out in the preseason that got away from us. And I just know if we're going to give up the type of opportunities we gave up, the opposition is going to score goals.
Obviously, you have a budding leadership group with some of the guys that you brought in. But again, Woody's saying to me today, I feel a responsibility to get everyone going here. Is that something that it's been missing in the last couple of years, maybe?
I like that. I think that, that'll spill over with everybody. I think, there was a lot of good inside the game. You can focus on some of the bad plays. You can focus on probably the 20-plus opportunities we had to score that, we only got a couple. We talked a little bit about finish and the opportunities we had. But I think the emotion of losing is a good thing. Like, there was nobody that was happy. And to have one of your guys come out and say what he said, we're in the right place.
To have the flexibility of being able to move Dawson to center where he was skating today, is that just, one of the things that we've been talking about all of camp, having that ability to move guys around when things aren't going
well? Again, we didn't know Nico's status. I mean, our lines have been this ever-evolving project during camp because, you play different guys together. You want to look at different guys. And then just a recent was, Nico going out for the last couple exhibition and then for the first game. We're looking hopefully that Nico could be back for tomorrow. So, again, the lines will change. But I think we're getting closer to putting something together that we think will be a lot more consistent.
Coach, with the zone pressure in the defensive zone, is it easier for a center to switch from wing to center because the responsibilities are a little more, I guess, less rigid?
I think he totally understands, both positions. And he got plenty of time at both of them last year. So I know if you asked him, he would probably say it's no big deal to me. Really the only place that becomes a bigger factor a lot of times is in the D zone.
What did you do different in practice today, maybe than in different practices? And does anything change from that?
Well, the focus really was our transition game, being available quicker for our defensemen. I thought we were just a step behind where our transition was pretty quick in the preseason. I think you saw last night when our transition was quick. We got some really good opportunities. I mean, Jack's breakaway or the time he went around the defense in the second period would be an example of that. But I think anytime we kind of brought it back and delayed and started swinging left and swinging right, and they came with a little bit of pressure, we didn't have a lot of options. So we worked on that along with hitting the net. I think it's a stat we looked at that I I think there's certain guys that can, cut it close, like your Brat and your Holt. But when a D-man goes in and misses the net, goes in on an offensive opportunity, misses the net, we've just either we've broke the other team out because it's missed the net and they're going to pick it up and go the other way, or we've completely lost an opportunity to get some type of opportunity to score. So a couple areas we focused in on.
We talked about some of the players' responses to the loss. What is your response to the team after a loss like that?
I think you saw my response last night. Probably wasn't. I think we were all frustrated with the loss. I think that's a good thing. Today you wipe it clean, you start again. We've told the team since day one at camp, even keel. We're not going to get too high. We're not going to get too low. Focus on what you can control. And we looked at, probably a dozen plays in the game and used them as teaching moments. Although we gave up some big opportunities like 2-on-1s, we even looked at the way we played them, and I thought we played them well. We kept the shooter to the outside. We didn't give them the east-west play. So, amongst those negative play, there was positive reinforcement that this stuff's going to happen, and if we play it well, our goaltender's going to give us the save. So you basically got part of my day now.
Hey, you scored a power play goal, but would there be any little tweaking that you might like to see?
Well, again, with Nico coming back in, that's been an ever-evolving situation, and I think Bruno's got a great mind for the power play, and where people can get to, and the type of rotation that we'd like to get into. But I think those guys have to be together for a while. I mean, it can't be, one day you have Nico there, the next day you have maybe a Tatar, and then I think the best power plays, these guys, you can put them on five guys by themselves and go out and practice, and they talk about the type of plays they want to use. And ours right now is at a point where we haven't really been able to do that with Nico being out for a good period of time.
Thank you, Lindy.